What's good, man? Sorry, man. I got something got messed up. I got all kind of crap. Hold on. All right, here we go, man. Sorry. Wait for some people to get in. Salute, Chef Boy ID. Champions First Sports and Entertainment. Salute to you, Pierre Gale. What's good? Yeah, all right. All right, what it do, man? Underground Asylum, what's good, man? Salute, what's going on, sir? What's going on, Sir Douglas? Kenneth Johnson in the building, what's good? What's blazing in sports? What's going on, man? What's going on? Salute, Sports 101, what's happening? Matthew Valentine, my man, what's good? Drew Titan in the building. What's going on, man? When you coming back on the show, man? Says salute Fanon. Need some advice for the channel. Much appreciated. Yeah, hit me up on the email, man. Yeah, I got. If you need some, hey, you need advice? Hey, just I'll chop it up with you about it. Michael Westbrook, what's going on? All right, man. So we'll get to this. I'm sorry for the pump fake on the original start. But my camera wasn't working, so I tried to switch to another channel, to my other laptop, try to switch to this laptop. But the camera wasn't working on that one, so I rebooted this one, and then when I rebooted it, it worked. So, yeah, just go to the business page, man. It's HPLASCLASCOVITIE@gmail.com. But it's up on the page. You got to go to my homepage and go to About, and it'll have an email up on there. Drew Tight. Oh, January 19th. That's what's up. B&B, what's good? So, yeah, man, we got to wait till we get about 100 people in here, man. We'll get it going. What's going on, Michael Westbrook? What's going on? What's blazing in sports, man? I haven't checked you out in a while, man. I got to check you out. Ron Finkley says, Showtime Friday night starts January 10th. Clarissa Shields versus Ivana Habazine. Yeah, that's the fight got canceled, right? Because got canceled a couple times. I won't say why, so people don't jump on my neck when I say you shouldn't be sucker punching old men. Dog, of all the conversations we had last year, man, I swear that was the stupidest. But you know, hey man, I just don't see how y'all just don't see how some of y'all see, man. I just don't. I can't. What's going on, Lawrence RBE? I said Ron Figgins said correct. Yep, that's what's up. Ancestral Rage, what's going on? All right, so let's get to this, man. I'll wait till we get 100 people, man. Yes, sir, Jerron Ennis, man. That's what's up. Looking forward to seeing Jerron Ennis fight, man. I like Jerron Ennis, man. That dude can throw. Him and Virgil Ortiz. I think they're gonna coming to a head, man, eventually. So Crawford's friend is a fool. Hey, dude, no. Crawford's a fool. Crawford's the fool. Nah, man. I ain't putting that shit on that kid. That's Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford thumbed that up. I don't give a shit what that dude's not. I don't. Let me say, first of all, I don't have a problem with that dude thinking what he thinks. You know what I mean? Like he can think what he wants to think. He's doing that on Terence Crawford's social media with Terence Crawford right there. No, man, that's Terence Crawford. That ain't him. That's Terence Crawford. That's how that works. The buck stops with Terence Crawford, man. Dirty hard hitting South. What's good? Oh, Lord, what you talking about, Gray? Y'all gotta stop dragging Bud every day. Look, let me tell you, I ain't gotta stop. I ain't gotta do shit but stay black and die. All right, let me tell you, I ain't gotta do shit but stay black and die. First of all, I ain't dragging, and I ain't dragging him. Okay, I'm not dragging him. I did not grab his phone and say, here, give me that phone, bud. Here, guy who looks like Fanon's nephew. Man, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, shit, he looks like my nephew. Man, give me this. Man, I wouldn't get that shit to my nephew, man. Kidding me? I was thinking it was my nephew because there ain't too many black dudes with noses as big as ours. We got to be related. I think that's the only black man that I know that I've met that got a bigger nose than I do. I thought the motherfucker was related to me when I saw the shit. I was like, is this motherfucker family? I swear I was like, oh, this motherfucker looked just like my nephew or my cousin. Actually, Mike, it's not really a nephew, it's a cousin who's, my first cousin's kid. I said, what am I doing? What's going on, Black Caesar? But look, man, I said, I give it to Tank too, dude. I give it to everybody, man. When the time is right, okay, when the time is right, you can get it too, like Adrian Bronner said. But anyway, I'm not dragging Bud, man. All I'm trying to do is, look, I'm just not falling for the bullshit. Okay, I'm just not falling for it. I knew what this was. It's nothing. He's just diverting attention. That's all it is. The whole conversation on YouTube, on Twitter, the whole conversation was just a way to distract from, well, why won't you fight Sean Porter? That's all that was. First of all, what's going on, BFTB? Look, man, think for a second. Can somebody tell me how the conversation ended between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. on Twitter? What was the last thing that happened? And put it in the tweet because I don't want to I'm making it up. The last thing that happened in that conversation. That last thing that happened in the conversation tells you everything you needed to know. Salute. What's going on, Juniper P? What's good to everybody, man? Thank you guys so much for showing up every day. PA Player, what's going on, man? Salute to you. But the last thing that happened in that conversation, because I don't see anybody put it in the chat yet. I'll give it a couple more seconds. Who said Bud Dick Road Arrow? Well, see, BFTB, in a matter of speaking, I can understand why you would. Oh, there you go. I can understand why you said that. Errol is a good dude. He said the fight going to happen, right? That's the last thing that happened because he called him, right? There you go, Black Caesar. He called him, right? Did anybody see in that conversation where Bud asked for Errol Spence Jr.'s phone number? Did Terence Crawford say, hold on, give me your phone number so I can call you? I didn't. I just read him say, all right, I'm going to call you now. Do you know what he had to have had? Do you know what he had to have had to call him? He had to have already had his phone number. He already had it. So what was all that bullshit for? You already had his phone number. You literally could call him and say, Errol, are you going to fight me? But you know why he didn't do that? Because he already knew when the fight was going to happen. He already knew. I knew. A whole bunch of people know that fight is happening after the Manny Pacquiao fight. He already knew that. So since he already knew and already had this conversation with Errol Spence, because look, he had the conversation. He had the conversation with Errol Spence on Ellie Sethbeck's channel. That's what that whole conversation was. Oh, I'm going to fight this dude. I'm going to fight this, but I'm going to fight you. Errol Spence Jr. has always said he's going to fight Terence Crawford. Always said it. I knew before that little interchange that they had each other's numbers. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford are friends. They like one another. They already have a relationship with one another. For Bud to act like he needed to call him is bullshit. It was bullshit. The whole conversation was bullshit. Why did he have the bullshit though? Right? But why? But see, then you ask yourself, what necessitated The bullshit. Like, I know you're bullshitting, bud. I know you've got his number. I know that you could call him yourself. Why are you going back and forth with him on, why are you saying all this shit on Twitter? Because it started with, I'm not ducking anybody. Bud said, I heard that I'm ducking people. Who is it that you said? Who is it that people are saying you're ducking? You're ducking Sean Porter. So this is a classic. This is a classic bullshit artist technique. You see it all the time. You see this classic bullshit artist play all the time. It's called the right turn. Hey, will you fight Errol Spence Jr.? Oh, hey, Bud, will you fight Sean Porter? I ain't ducking anybody. Errol Spence, why won't you fight me? Hey, Errol, stop ducking. Pull up your panties, Errol. Hold on, Bud. Stop, Bud. I asked you about Sean Porter. Oh, yeah, but like I was saying, Errol Spence needs to fight me. No, no, Bud. I'm asking you about Sean Porter. We know you're not fighting Errol Spence Jr. next. Everybody knows you're not fighting Errol Spence Jr. next. Will you fight Sean Porter? Yes, I'll fight Errol Spence Jr. I'm waiting on him to call me. Bud, but I'm talking about Errol. I'm not talking about Errol. I'm talking about Sean Porter. Yes, I will fight Errol Spence Jr. That's what the fuck he did. He just changed the subject on Twitter and started shouting out Errol Spence Jr. And then Errol responded to the tweet, was like, dude, the fight ain't getting made on Twitter. Oh, okay, yeah, I called him. He a cool dude. He's a cool dude. You knew he was you knew he was cool when he gave you his fucking phone number. When y'all was talking to each other and gave each other the phone numbers. What kind of fucking sense would it make? If I had a beef with 78 Sports TV, I have his phone number. If Black Fight Fan TV had an issue with me, why would he make a YouTube video about it when he could call me? It's not like he'd be afraid of me, right? He ain't afraid of me. He could call me. Oh, Fanon, you acting like a bitch. Oh, and I'd be like, Black Fight Fan. And hang up the phone. You know what I'm saying? That's all that would happen. Okay, thank you for letting me know you think I'm being a bitch, Black Fight Fan. Okay, I'll holler at you later. We will work on this, right? Yeah, we'll work on it. We're done. Thanks. Bye. None of the shit would be necessary to go over here. He did all that shit to distract from the fact that he doesn't want to fight Sean Porter. That's it. He has no intention. He had no intention. He didn't learn anything new talking to Errol Spence Jr. on the phone, dog. He didn't learn nothing new talking to Errol Spence Jr. on the phone. I'm listening to this. I read the thing. Obviously, I'm not listening to it because it's Twitter. Read it like, dude, you literally think people are stupid? Do you really think people are stupid? The conversation starts with Sean Porter, but it ends with Errol Spence. You say you're not ducking anybody, but then you call somebody out that nobody was asking you about. Sean must have whooped Bud's ass before the gym. Hey, look, man, I'm going to tell you what he does. I'm going to tell you what I think this is, man. I'm just going to tell you. Look, man, Bud don't want to fight Sean, and this is obvious. Bud don't want to fight Sean Porter for a reason. No, I'm going to call him first of all, Black Caesar. I'll call him whatever the fuck I want to call him. What the fuck are you? Bud is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same fucking time, dude. Okay? I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. All right? If I thought Vasily Lomachenko was the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, that doesn't mean that I have to believe that he's going to beat Josh Taylor. Oh, Lomachenko is the best fighter is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. He just moved up to 140 pounds. He's not fought anybody at 140 pounds. I don't think he wants to fight Josh Taylor because I think Josh Taylor will beat him. You stupid motherfucker. Okay? I've seen you leave that stupid ass shit on my page multiple times. I'm tired of your ignorance. Okay? Pound for pound is a hypothetical conversation. Okay? About who is the best when you look at the four judging criteria in boxing. It doesn't actually speak to about who do you think would win if the two guys actually fought each other. Okay? Guess what, dummy? I think if I thought Vasily Lomachenko was the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, that doesn't mean that I think that he's going to beat Errol Spence. Dummy. Okay? Now, you've said that enough times where I've got to highlight your stupidity. Man, y'all looking bad protecting Bud. Oh, looking real bad looking. Dude, look, man. Bud knows he's not going to fight Errol Spence Jr. next, man. Everybody knows it. So who is he going to fight, man? But let's get on to another subject, man. Why is Bud not calling out Pacquiao too? Dude, because he's not calling because he knows Manny Pacquiao's not going to fight him. And it's not going to work. Who cares? Manny, you know what? It's not, that distraction is not going to work because nobody gives a shit about him fighting Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Nobody. There's no Manny Pacquiao fans calling for that fight. There's no ESPN journalists calling for that fight. There's no Ring Magazine journalists calling for that fight. The only people that are person that is getting called to fight Bud is Errol Spence. And I'm sitting and I'm thinking to myself, Errol Spence Jr. has got to be the only guy in all of boxing who is getting pushed to take a smaller fight than one that's available to him. He's the only guy. Who else is getting pushed? Is getting pushed by the media to take a pay cut. Oh, Errol Spence can fight Manny Pacquiao. Or Errol Spence can fight Terence Crawford. Oh, Errol Spence must fight Terence Crawford. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see if we take, this is how you know when something's bullshit. You take the same logic and apply it to different facts. Okay? All right. Canelo Alvarez. Should Canelo Alvarez take Jermall Charlo or Gennady Golovkin 3? Who do you think the media is going to push him to try to fight? The guy that he already beat, who's over the hill, or the young undefeated champion in Jermall Charlo, who he's been ducking for 2 weight classes? You see anybody pushing Canelo? You pushing Canelo to fight Charlo? No. The conversation is what has he done? How much money? Who is he? Look at his pay-per-view numbers. The fight's not big enough. Isn't that what they said about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder? Oh, it's not time yet. It's not time for Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder. We've got to let it grow. It's not great. It'd be crazy to have it now. Wait until 21, 29. Let's wait until 2029. We got to push it to 2029 because the fight's not big enough yet. Don't you remember that? Haven't you heard that before? I know I've heard that before. But Errol, oh no. Errol, don't fight the guy. What does Errol think he is? Fighting the guy that has been on the biggest pay-per-view in history. And why would he fight another champion in his own weight division that's doing 600,000 pay-per-views? Why would he take the fight with the bona fide pay-per-view Hall of Famer, one of the biggest grossing fighters ever in a fight that's dang near a surefire $100 million fight? Why would he take the $100 million fight and not fight the guy that did 3,200 pay-per-views and barely gets $1 million on ESPN? Am I missing something? Has anybody else been asked to do that? Tunnel vision for 9. Should Charlo fight Kovalev or Better Biev? Didn't see him yell. Exactly. Didn't see him yelling for Better Biev. What's going on, Ivy Webb? He said they're never going to answer that. Oh, that's not me. Okay. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I got Mr. Super Chat. Mr. 10 Kicks Texas says, Bud Aram will take no risk until he can secure Spence. No smoke, nothing but wolfing to stay in the conversation. Look, man, the boy need to fight somebody now, okay? I can only ride with your ass for so long, okay? I can only do it. We on strike 5 now. Okay? Okay, when you make me agree with Steve Kim and Dan Rayfield and the Boxing Writers Association of America, you are screwing with my head, okay? Because they didn't give you, man, much love, Meredith Campbell. He said, I rarely get a chance to watch you live, but I always catch up later. Happy belated Founder Days. New, what's good, Fi? Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. Fi new, baby. All right. Said, yeah, like Pacquiao and soon to be a legend. Look, man. Fanon, Spence said Aram already has the terms for a fight to go tell him to expect. All of a sudden, Crawford saying sorry. Look, man. If Terence Crawford, let's get to the big ass elephant in the room, okay? Bud don't fuck with y'all, okay? Bud don't fuck with y'all. None of y'all, okay? I just want to tell you, Bud would soon spit in your face than look at you, okay? Spit in your face is look at you, all right? To let that young man get up in there and talk like that on his phone, dog, and like, it's like he's insulting you to your faces, but yet he thinks he's so much better than you that he won't even do it himself. That's why his ass sells 500,000 pay-per-views. That's why he sells 5,000 pay-per-views. That's what I saw. He thinks so low of you that he will give his phone to a lackey to insult you for him. And I'm not supposed to say that's what he did. Blue Blood Sports TV has been one of the die-hardest Terence Crawford fans there is. Okay? What's going on? Stanley Brown says, salute for nine and the LWC, smash that like button. Yeah, man, hit my like button. Hit that like button. Look, man, I'm telling you, because look, Blue Blood is blue. Is that blue? That's blue. What's good, blue? Blue Blood is one of the, man, that dude love Bud. Come on, man. I just hope you get a subscriber bump for that shit bullshit, Blue. Blue is one of the, dude, Blue, how could you have a problem with Blue Blood? Of all people, like me, I could be like, I would not have been at all surprised if dude was like, oh yeah, that dude Fanon's a fucking asshole. He's a fake lawyer, asshole, old man, bald-headed, big nose. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he said all that shit about me, because I ain't been easy on Bud at all. But Blue Blood, you might as well be slapping your best friend, dude. Blue Blood was going to battle for Bud, man. Dude, you insulted a cat that was down with you. Down with you too. Down with you too. Because what? Because he might have said what? One thing you didn't agree with, and you give your phone to a lackey to act a fucking idiot? Blue Blood was, dude. Blue Blood is, let me tell you, hey, if you don't think Blue Blood is your friend, you don't even have any fucking friends. Because Blue Blood Blue Blood been repping Bud. Man, come on, man. That dude Bud got no respect for none of y'all. Okay, that's an uppity nigga who thinks he's better than you. Okay, and you can like that shit or not like that shit. That's an uppity nigga that thinks he's better than you. That's an uppity nigga that got some money in his fucking pocket and he thinks he's better than you. because he does not think much of black people outside of the ones that he knows. Ain't no way. Because that shit is him. It was him. Because it's his phone. His phone. Do you think this dude is going to just grab his shit and start, oh, bud, what's your oh, yeah, here, man. Say this shit. You do it. I can't do it. I ain't going to do it. Fuck them niggas, but you can do it. I can hear it. I can hear it, man. Dude, come on, man. That's why I can't do it, man. Darren Davis says, salute to you, man. He said, Fanon, he made me regret every minute I showed him love. Dog, Blue Blood supported his ass. It's not like it's me. If it was me, because I listened to it, they're like, oh, I was listening to the Quest X. Shout out to Quest X. I was listening to the Quest X because I don't fuck with most of y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't fuck with most of y'all's channel, but I fucks with Quest X because Quest X is always on some political shit. I love listening to Quest X. So Quest X put this in on, and I was like, what? He was like, he said something about Terence Crawford was on his cycle or something. So I went and listened, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna say something about me. Because I've been on Terence Crawford's ass for a year and a half. But I was like, oh, okay, he didn't say nothing about me. Blue Blood? Are you Blue Blood? Are you fucking kidding me? Blue Blood? You're telling me Blue Blood? You're mad at Blue Blood. Are you mad at your mama for feeding you as a child or some shit? Because Blue Blood has spent hours and hours, dog. Oh, come on, man. That shit was just on another level of fucking just treacherous, hoe ass type, stupid ass kitty, bump your fucking lips type bullshit, dude. Dog's Blood, that was totally undeserved. But like I said, I hope that it continues the excellent growth of your channel, bro. Excellent channel, brother. I can't say Champ Side, I don't listen to the Champ Side as much as I would like to. Just because the time is in the evening and I just don't really have a lot of the time. But I'll check on him, drop a super chat every once in a while. Dude, that young man is working hard, man. That dude is working hard, man. Fred got beef with everybody. So I can assume that, you're going to be mad at Fred. I ain't got no problem with Fred. But, Bud, nah, man, that shit was a straight tacky move. And you know what Bud said, in that, which really showed something to me too. Do you remember in the interview with Andre Ward? He said something to the effect of, why would you spend time? This is not a direct quote, but tell me if somebody remembers him saying this. Why would you spend time talking to people that are going to support you anyway? Does anybody remember that? Why spend time talking to people that are going to support you anyway? Can somebody tell me if they remember that? He said, dude threatened Champ Side. Oh, yeah, man. That motherfucker. He got on that shit to not have a chart like they gonna jump him. But fuck off, man. Niggas be threatening every fucking day. Yeah, I mean, I've never met Champ Side. I enjoy his channel. He seems to be a bright young man. He seems to be a very hardworking young man, a confident young dude. So, hey man, I got nothing but love. Fanon shit had me so tight. I've been debating my own brothers and this dude. Yes, you took an L with me. You did. No, seriously though, man. Yes, you was defending the shit out this dude, man. But hey, man, but now he talking. You don't want him to talk. Dude, I know why you wasn't talking before, dog, because you say shit. When you start talking ain't for everybody. Hey, Bud, talking ain't for everybody. Hey, I swear to God. Hey, Champ Side, hey, it's all love, Champ Side. It's all love. You on that grind, man. I appreciate what you do, man. I appreciate what you do. I wish I had an opportunity to watch in the evening more, but I'm happy to see that you continue to grow, man. Your live streams are popping off, dog. You're doing your shit, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I listened to what you said today. I did listen to one where you were saying you missing me, because cats don't understand, man. These dudes that are going there, dude, you paying your own way. You sleeping in hotels, man. You are not at home. You ain't lazy like me. These motherfuckers. I ain't getting up out of my house to come talk to you, motherfuckers. No. Dude, I ain't getting out of my bed to talk to. I would not get off the fucking toilet to talk to fucking Terence Crawford, man. I swear. Okay, I swear. If somebody said that Terence Crawford was down the block and I had to get off the fucking toilet before I was ready to go, I'll be like, shit, man, I've been waiting for this bowel movement. Fuck, I'll catch that nigga when he fights. What the fuck for? There's literally nothing Terence Crawford could say to me that would make me move from here to the end of the fucking block, dog. I mean, that's just the asshole that I am. It's just, if these dudes go out of their way, man. He said, Fanon, I told you Crawford is complacent with everything going on. Yeah, man. He said, Fanon, I haven't seen Drink More Water since he got bodied by BFTB. Ooh, man, I hope y'all didn't put Drink More Water up out of here, man. Drink More Water is good. Drink More Water is Terence Crawford. Man, look, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a great fighter. But that shit he said is so fucking petty. And I'm not saying his lackey. Fuck the lackey shit, okay? Put that shit on him. Don't put that shit on dude. Put that shit on him. Because but for Terence Crawford doing this, it would have never been said. You ever heard this thing where they say the buck stops here? The buck stops here? That's where it happens. The buck stops here. If I have on this channel, Blood Boxing says stuff on this channel during OG Boxing Talk that would never leave my mouth. He would say stuff that I would never say. But he said it on my channel. And you know why he said it on my channel? Because I said, Blood, be you. Say what you want to say. I don't care, okay? I know you're going to offend somebody every once in a while, but it's more important for me to have you on the channel, Blood Boxing, than it is for me to be completely politically correct all the time. So you do you. That's our agreement, right? But guess what? If YouTube says, oh, you can't say that, and boop, you lose your live stream, guess who loses their live stream? Me, not Blood Boxing. I do. Okay. And guess what I can say to Blood Boxing about it? Nothing. Because I told him it was okay to do it. So when Terence Crawford says something, when Terence Crawford is in the back to encouraging him to now talk about Manny Pacquiao, that is everything came out that young man's mouth came from Bud. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. And the shit was foul. These guys from the Boxing Writers Association, and here's the killer. Boxing right. Did you hear when the young man, and no disrespect to the young man, because I don't give a fuck about what you think. I mean, I don't care what the young man, because I think of him as a young man, and like I said, he's only one of the very few black dudes I've known with a bigger version of my nose. So I'm looking at him like I can feel like family, kindred, a kindred spirit. But I don't give a fuck what he says because he works for Bud. That's Bud's employees. He's a Bud spokesman. So I figure everything that you say, I'm going to hold Bud responsible for. But when he said, what was it that he said? Something that, he did seriously offend my sense of boxing history. Okay. When he told, what did he say to my man? Do you really know your boxing history? And then he said that the WBA came from Ring Magazine. I was like, wow. Did you say that the WBA came from Ring Magazine? What? fucking excrement hole did you snatch that shit from? What? Dude, just in case anybody wanted to hear, just to correct that, that's not true. The WBA came from the NBA, okay? Ring Magazine was and always has been a fucking magazine. It has never fucking been a sanctioning body. But I was like, he said cocaine is no joke. I was like, for real? Did you really just preach to this man about boxing industry and make a big ass blunder? Oh, that's what I meant. Thank you for getting me back on point, dog. Look, man, the boxing, right? Let me talk about Champside and Blue Blood and Fred, okay? Because these guys are in a niche that I'm not in, okay? I am not a videographer. I'm not going to interview you at a fight. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pay for my front row seat, and I'm going to sit there and walk by you and take pictures with fans who know who I am and get a little bit of an ego because 15 people at a fight know who I am. I ain't fucking doing that shit, dude. That shit is too much work. I'm too old. I'm not doing it. Those guys out there are putting in the work. But what they do is something that the mainstream media has and Boxing Ego. I'm going to leave Boxing Ego out of that because Boxing Ego is absolutely terrific at it. They constantly put pressure on established media to recognize fighters like Bud. Now, let me ask you a question. This guy said that that Fred was being too arrogant because he thought that him writing a letter to the IBF and Daryl Peebles affected the IBF's willingness to allow Terence Crawford to fight for a unified championship, okay? Now, it's reasonable for somebody to assume, okay? Reasonable for somebody to assume that because I sent a note, right? I didn't send a note. Fuck that. I didn't send no notes. But I know a lot of people did. But just assume that I said that I was responsible for that. And somebody said, oh no, Fanon, that's not right. Okay, maybe it wasn't my note in particular. All right. But do you really think that several hundred notes being sent to Daryl Peebles directly doesn't have any influence on him when I can sit here and make a video about the fact that a UK newspaper lied about a record being made for Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz too, and they basically write a retraction article the next day, a very fumbly one, but they retracted it. I see just myself that if I make a video about something or enough videos about something and make harsh enough point about it, I see reactions that take place afterwards. Shit, it's 40,000 people. Not only did one person get the letter, there's probably been 200,000 views about Fred talking about the fact that he sent the letter. So you don't think that has anything to do with it? Okay, maybe not, but why would you spit in his face? What sense does that make? If you were a mayor of a city and a little old lady said, I voted for you. I voted for you. You were running for office. You walked up my block. You came up my stairs and you said that you would get these trees cut from hanging over on my car. You promised me you would do that. And you didn't do it. Okay? What do you think that a mayor in that situation would do? Do you think they would say, look, shut up, bitch? You think just because you voted for me that nobody did? So fuck what? You voted for me. So did 600,000 other people, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Where do you think a mayor with an attitude like that is going to be the next time there's an election? That little old lady is going to take her ass around and tell a fucking story about how about that mayor shit on her for thinking that her vote mattered. Bud Crawford just shitted on some of the most influential black fight fans that you can have in the country. Now, you can say what the fuck you want about Champside or Blood or Fred, but they are boxing fans and some of the most influential black fans that there are in the country. How many fans do you know? Because I'm a fan, okay? And I'm going to be flat with you. I'm a fan. How many fans have 40,000 people watch every 2 days their comments and what they think about boxing? I have 40,000. If I'm not lazy and I make sure I get my work done and I'm at 40,000, how many fans you really want to start fucking fighting with people that are going to hear 40,000 that listen there where 40, 50, 60,000 people listen to them? Are you a fucking moron? Just straight up. Are you a fucking moron? Bud Crawford era will be a great fight. Yes, sir. Why would you pick these fights? But here, let me go into something even more so, okay? Like, even more so. Or same example, other side of the same example. When after Terence Crawford unified, right? Was allowed to fight and unify, right? He did unify. So let's change the conversation from, him being able to unify, and let's move it on to what happened after he unified. After he unified. Who got Fighter of the Year? Does anybody know? Who got Fighter of the Year? The year that Bud Crawford was the first person to unify a belt. The first person to unify a belt to be undisputed since Bernard Hopkins. Since Bernard Hopkins fought Jermaine Taylor. Lomachenko. Thank you, drink more water. Lomachenko. And do you know why? Do you know why he got Fighter of the Year? He got Fighter of the Year because Bob Arum planned Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux to be in New York on the weekend of the Boxing Writers Association of America's annual dinner. He said that was the reason he wanted to have it that night, so he could present, so they could all be there to watch Lomachenko beat Guillermo Rigondeaux, and therefore become the Fighter of the Year. Now, who is really not on Bud's side? The people that will look in Bud's face and say, "Nah, you didn't do enough. Nah, you didn't do enough. Sorry, that's not unifying all four major belts is not as good as beating one guy in your weight class." Think about this. Now, Lomachenko was a hell of a fighter. He really is. But he fought in 2017. He fought Jason Sosa, who was a 130-pounder. He fought Miguel Mariaga, who was a 126-pounder. And he fought Guillermo Rigondeaux, who was a 122-pounder, really a blown-up 118-pounder. But so he only fought one person in his own weight class the year he got Fighter of the Year. And these same people that Bud would never dare say that shit to. He would never dare do it. That's the shit that kills me. He would never do that. He would never, ever do that. Except for he did tell Mike Coppinger that he's sucking dick. And I'm like, is this motherfucker having a nervous breakdown or something? He did say something real foul to Mike Coppinger, though. I was like, what the fuck is this? But that literally, so Blue Blood, this is why motherfuckers, like, you can't do right. Blue Blood, that was the same year Blue Blood was debating me on my channel about Bud. Well, it was later that year. It was later that year. But still, you get my point? Blue Blood is out there making arguments for Bud being fighter of the year. I think that was in 2017. Pretty sure that was 2017. Bud being fighter of the year 2017. Fighter of the year in 2017. Blue Blood making all kind of videos about it, pushing it. Okay, I'm sure. I don't know if Champs I was doing videos at the time, but Fred was as well. But hey, man, just throw them. Just trash them though. Just trash them and smile while you trash them. Nah, man. BFTB said Bud needs arrow and can fucking wait until the champ is done. Manny, let me tell you, man, with the shit that Terence Crawford pulled yesterday, I don't give Nair a fuck if and when he ever gets that fight. I don't care. And you can say, Fanon, don't you want to see the best fight the best? Yeah, but I don't like to see dickheads get ahead. I don't. I know I've never met Champside. I know that young man works very, very hard. I can tell because he's always fucking working. And we have a community of people where hard work and dedication should be rewarded. You shouldn't have your name attacked for telling the truth. And from what I understand, not even saying what it is the guy had accused him to say to begin with. Why? What? I'm telling you, man. Bud a good fighter. What he pull outside of Manny and Canelo? Bud more established. What? Bud a good fighter. What he pull outside of Manny and Canelo? Yeah, let Bud fight Canelo. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard anybody say a bad word about Champside. I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about the guy. And I hear people say bad shit about people all the time. People make up bad shit about me. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to be a pretty decent dude where ain't nobody really saying anything bad about you. Okay. I've literally helped people and they shit on me. So I know in order to not have anybody talking crazy shit about you, you really have to be a decent dude that has people respect you when they meet you. I have no clue how you cannot like Blue Blood. I just have no idea. Blue Blood is a much nicer guy than me. He's a much nicer guy than me. You know, Fred got an ego. I can understand. Fred just don't give a damn, dog. Fred will get underneath your collar. Has gotten underneath people's collar. He ain't never got underneath my collar though. Trigger asked the whole Johnny to come see me since he talking about that. What is this? You starting fights? Bull, the real Pitbull said Terence Bud Crawford is a Hall of Fame way. Blue Blood difference is a misunderstanding. Remember, Bud did not say anything. Pitbull, understand how I am. Dog, it was on his phone. And he was right there. And he gave him the phone. If it was not for Bud Crawford, then that shit wouldn't be out there. Bud chose to let that shit go out there. Okay? You know what I mean? If Bud walked up to my door, open it up, and excuse me, young man, I don't mean to call you a skunk, okay? But I'm going to compare you to a skunk. And he sees a skunk standing outside my door. He grabs the skunk, throws the skunk in my door, and shuts it. And the skunk sprays. I'm not going to blame the skunk. I'm going to blame him for throwing that skunk in my house. Okay? The fact of the matter is, Terence Crawford has a very, very big audience. I think his Twitter is something like isn't his Twitter like 500,000? He's got like a reach of 500,000. I could have sworn I saw 20,000, 30,000 numbers like that floating around that stuff. And Bud put him out there to attempt to embarrass people on his platform. That is underhanded. And I know what that shit feels like a little bit. Not that I really give a fuck, but that fucking troll slash journalist Steve Kim literally tweets out trolls that make videos about me because his bitch ass ain't smart enough to deal with the fuck what I got to say. So he will get this little fucking quasi, this in the closet ass, hoe ass dude who makes videos about me, fucking obsessing about me, and puts his videos in his tweets and tweets them out on a regular basis, calling me them or that demographic or what they have to say, because that hoe ass dude ain't got enough balls just to say what he doesn't like about me and say my name. That's him being a bitch and using somebody else to do it. That's a cat's paw. That's what that is. That's a cat. I got it up on my Twitter page. Not on my Twitter page, excuse me. I got a Patreon about that. The cat's paw. I got it. You using a cat's paw. You know, anybody familiar with a cat's paw is? I think I'm behind on I don't see any tweets coming through. If anybody, in Blue Blood, I'll go with my name and avatar. I'm sorry. Look, does anybody know what a cat's paw is? If this is what a cat's paw is. A cat's paw is this, where you're using somebody else to do some dirty work for you. Okay? You can have it at work. You can have your employer say, like, your employer really has an issue with you. Your employer can go to another coworker and say something to the coworker and incite that coworker to say something, to start some drama with you. And then the manager comes in and he has to resolve the issue, but he's really resolving an issue that he created. That's what Terence Crawford did. He is the cat's paw. He's the but for cause for all of that dumb shit. Terence Crawford, I don't even care about what the dude's name is. I don't care what he had to say. I know who it is. If you had to say who really did if any real damage could have been done with it, who caused the damage? Bud Crawford caused the damage, because but for Bud Crawford putting the guy out there, nobody would know who he is. It's not like that guy built up his own platform. It's not like he did something. It's not like he did something to develop his own name, to develop his own reputation. He didn't put the work. That young man, and no disrespect to that young man, That's cool. That's cool. That's cool, real people. Look, man, out of respect, I'll drop it on that. I just, look, man, I don't like games, because all issues aside, and I'll say this, and this is to cats, I say this all the time. I say this about people on YouTube. Look, man, come up with your own content, right? Come up with your own content. Come up with your own opinions. Work hard enough and do what you need to do for people to respect your opinion. If people don't respect your opinion, then, hey, man, maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe it's not everybody else. Okay. So you see people, they'll come in, they'll originally start off as people you're cool with. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, there's somebody that are trying to build up their channel arguing with you. I just don't think that's in YouTube. This whole idea that like YouTube is not, what is the difference between, what's the difference between a boxing opinion that comes to you written on a piece of paper and a boxing opinion that comes to you, is given to you on a broadcast for a boxing match, or a boxing opinion that is given to you on a YouTube page, or a boxing opinion that is given to you that you receive on an Instagram post or on a Twitter post. Those are all just the mediums by which you get somebody expresses their opinion to you. And 90% of this stuff is your opinion. 99% of this stuff is opinion. Who do you think who will win? Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. Until they actually fight, that's just opinion. There's no right or wrong about that until it happens. oh, your prediction was correct or your prediction was not correct after it takes place. But up until that point, it's just people's opinion. And people run you down the street, try to run you down the street for your opinion. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, let me get to some of these comments, man. Hispanic boxing was blocked. Why? Why were you blocked, Hispanic boxing? Oh, dude, just get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all ain't trying to fucking debate BFTB. None of you punks are. You guys are cowards. I done put $500 up on you, man. We've already. Why do you fools come around here acting like you ever want to smoke BFTB? You don't. Okay, you don't. Why do you act like you want to? You just want to act like you want to. That's the one place you can always go get an argument. Always. And you never want to show up. And I've offered money and you don't show up. But you want to, oh, don't dug me. Don't dug me. I debate you. Who debate? Y'all ain't debating me. For what? You guys will never debate me. For what? You got some money? And a judge? And it's going to be more than $500. They act, man, they don't want this. Man, they don't. First of all, man, they just don't want it because the dude will do it and he gives it to you any way you want it. He'll give it to you any way you want it. And you know why? Because he's more knowledgeable than you. He's more knowledgeable than you. Man, that dude didn't want nothing, dude. Dude, you understand how many times I bashed that moron? I mean, you have any idea that guy, the goalkeeper 3000 just missed, how many times I bashed that dude in my own comment section? Like, dude, what are you talking about? You are just not very, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, this dude just acts like he knows shit that he doesn't have any basic understanding, no basic understanding of. This motherfucker tried to debate me about what hearsay was. It's like, you just like to argue, man. Motherfuckers just like to argue. Just like to argue. No. Don't like to argue. They like to hear themselves speak. And they like to read their own words. Y'all don't want them problems. Let me tell you, man. Who don't want what problems? I've already told y'all. I've got money on him and BFTB. I want to spend my money watching BFTB embarrass him. I'm willing to pay to watch y'all get embarrassed. I will pay. What kind of hoe ass? What kind of tramp shit is this? I'm offering the money. Ask anybody if I'm good for it. Okay, I'm good for it. I'm good for it. I want to pay BFTB to watch BFTB embarrass you. I can't be any more straightforward than that. Bud Crawford's the bag, man. That's what's up, man. Bud Crawford's a hell of a fighter. Okay? Bud Crawford's a hell of a fighter. He said, oh, Fanon, I just got AD sniped. What was that? Yeah, dude. I mean, it's the easiest money out there to watch y'all lose. Because your whole debate, let me, and here, some people praise illegal activity, but down blue. Oh, I mean, you know, a lot of that's just now, not from Bud Crawford. I won't say that. Okay, that I just think is a lack of just respect for people. Just generally being a dude that just doesn't have a lot of respect for people. Just kind of a jerk. I mean, that's just kind of like, it's kind of a jerk. That's just how it comes across to me. Like a bit of a bully, bit of a jerk. But hey, I've got a little bit of jerk in me, and I got a whole lot of bully in me too. It can happen if I get irritated. But a lot of the stuff with like Blue Blood, and I'm not sure if Champside gets it. If the way he's, from what I hear about him and what I see of him, he'll get a lot of it too. People just don't like the fact that you're respected. They don't like the fact that you are more respected than they are. And that creates a sense of insecurity. Well, actually, the insecurity is already there, but it just magnifies it. you know, and it gives you so, it magnifies and it gives it something to focus their insecurities on. But that's pretty much what I see. Because why else would you start trouble with people that never start trouble with you? There are people that have channels that are just make videos about me, and I've literally never said their name. I've never spoken to them. I don't know who they are. I personally tell people in my video's not for you. I'm very close circle, Holmes. I'm very close circle. I'm the LDBC. That's who I rock with. Okay. I closed down shop a long time ago. I was like, oh, okay. I don't need to grow anymore. I found my home. LDBC, I got you. This is what we do. I'm happy with it. If this goes this way, I'm okay with it going that way, because I felt a sense of closure. Like, this is a community of boxing fans that I can talk to, that I can have fun with, that I can agree with, disagree with, that I can put my opinions out to. They'll give me their thoughts on it. It's just it's a great community for me. So I don't need any of these motherfuckers to talk to me or watch me. I just don't need it. I'm not trying to be the biggest, and I'm not trying to be the biggest guy on YouTube. I got 30,000 subscribers. Yay. I'm happy. That's what else do I need? Trust me. I know the economics of it, and y'all ain't making no fucking money. Okay. You motherfuckers can pretend if you want. I am what you call a analytics fucking expert in this bitch. And I know you out this motherfucker struggling. That's why your ass is so fucking upset, because you don't do the basic fundamental fucking things like read how the shit works. Do your research. I'm talking about do your research. Don't you do your research? The WBA came from Ring. Wow. I'm just trying to tell you. Do a YouTube search. Hey, man. Nah, man. You know the best type of thing is finding somebody that's done it, has been successful. But first, to be successful, you got to define what success is to you. You know, my success, I might be doing this for a different reason than Blue Blood is doing it. I could be doing it for a different reason than Black Fight Fan TV is doing it. So my success is going to be, it's basically dependent upon what my goals are. I have goals for what I do on here. And when I have goals, I mean, I have like daily goals, right? I have daily goals. I have monthly goals. I have yearly goals. My daily goals feed into my weekly goals, which feed into my monthly goals, which feed into my yearly goals. And if the shit ain't going right, I got to figure out what the fuck what I'm doing wrong. And that's how I know if I'm successful or if I'm not successful. But the whole idea of being successful for me is within myself and goals that I set for myself. If you set goals, if you take other people's goals as yours, you're going to be unhappy. Because one, why do you want that? Like, why is that a goal? Why is that a goal for you? Right? Like, for example, let's take this. Why would I want 100,000 subscribers? Right? Why would I want 100,000 subscribers? I don't know if I do. Well, what do you get if you have 100,000 subscribers? Oh, you get a big, nice silver play button that I can put right back there and let everybody know that I got 100,000 subscribers. If that's a goal for me, then I'm happy. But what I want is 3,000. I'm being very straight with you. I want 3,000 of my subscribers to watch my videos. That's what I want. I want 3,000 of my subscribers to watch my videos. If I could get to where 5,000 of my subscribers watched 100% of my videos, I would be through the fucking roof. And I would take that over 100,000 subscribers where only 6,000 watched 25%. But you actually have to have those goals, know why you want to meet those goals, and work backwards to what you're doing on a daily basis. But people just want to live off fucking ego. You know? Stanley Jones said, off topic, but just landed in Italy and asked people on the street if they knew who AJ was, and they had no clue. Man, you know how that is, man. Don't tell Eddie that, though. Don't tell. Oh, let me tell you. Hey, man. He said, on the real, Bud will win against all the welterweight. He's a dog like that. Maybe. That's your opinion, homie. Maybe. 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 We'll see. We will. Hey, but we'll see after Manny Pacquiao, though. We live in the era of low IQ males due to single mother raised environments, unfortunately. BFTB, oh, y'all just going back and y'all going back, man. It's nice to see that people can go back and forth in that chat like that. But anyway, what's Johnny Speed on, man? Hey, dude, can you just get if Johnny Speed ain't like for real, you know, the boot? Because you're distracting, man. If you're not for real, the boot. Because you can go over there to BFTB, dog. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, but that's, yeah, man, please. These cats want to act like AJ's everybody. By the way, man, last thing I'll talk about on this live stream. Much love to Team Crawford, though. Keep my name out your mouth. Hey, man, you know they did not beat that record, right? Do you remember when the 1.6 million, they reported 1.6 million pay-per-views for Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz 2? And they said, oh, yeah, you know, that was the biggest record ever, right? What's that? It was the biggest pay-per-view buy ever in the UK, right? And I was like, I waited for the Barb numbers to come out. So they switched the Barb. Then they were like, I was like, no, it's not. It did 1.28 according to Barb. And 1.28 is smaller. 1.28 million is smaller than 1.5 million, 1.58 million or whatever it was. Dude, World Boxing News put out this article that said, I swear, man, you can't make this up, man. People are these marketing mechanisms are so desperate to make everything a record breaker that they said, oh, Anthony Joshua breaks the all-time UK pay-per-view record, but it wasn't with Andy Ruiz. And then they put out that he really broke it with Joseph Parker. I was like, what? You're telling me now that how long ago was the Joseph Parker fight? That was at least a year ago, right? That was 3 fights ago that was at least 3 fights ago for Anthony Joshua. So a year and a half ago, you're telling me all of a sudden you guys figured out that he really broke the record a year and a half ago? Dude, just any way to avoid them saying, we listened to what Eddie Hearn said and reported some bullshit. They're going to make up some new bullshit to get his dude a record for. The Barb numbers ain't changed at all. Yeah, March of 2018. Look at that article, BFTB. It's shit's crazy. Because that's what I'm saying, man. Don't doubt that these people hear what you're saying, man. People hear what you're saying. And I waited around for that shit to get posted. I look at, because they didn't put it out for an extra week or an extra 2 weeks. In the 80s and 90s, before, when a champion like Bud moved up, he didn't have to prove himself to fight a champion at a new weight class. He already did. Another champion fought a loser. In the 80s and 90s and before, when a champion like Bud moved up, he didn't have to prove himself to fight a champion in the new weight. He already did. Another champion never fought. First of all, Bud didn't have to prove himself at welterweight. So what are you talking about? Bud didn't have to wait to get a championship. Bud didn't have to wait to get a championship. He fought that shit in his first fight. I don't think he had to wait for 140 either. Bud got a fight, a championship fight in his first fight at 140. I'm almost positive. And I am definitely positive that he got a championship fight in his first fight at 147. What are you talking about? Are you just making some shit up? You just making shit up? Is that how we rolling? You just gonna make up shit and just hope nobody catches you? Is that the game today? I'm just gonna say some shit that sounds cool. Yeah, it won't catch me. What are you talking about? And let me see. How many fights? How many fights did it take? And let me see. Did Floyd Mayweather Jr. get a fight in his? Well, I mean, I could go through that to see if that's the case. I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is. I don't think, first of all, before there was only one champion. So that's not the case. Real champions. What does real champions mean? What is a real champion? Is that like a trademark real? Like, as in, how you have orange juice and it ain't really juice, it's drink. You know what I mean? Like, stay fresh bread and the shit ain't never going to be fresh because it's made of glue. What do you talk? What is real? What does real mean? Look, man, I can't deal with that stuff, man. I really can't deal with stuff like that, man. With just some fucking phrase, just some phrase. Real champions. I don't know, man. I don't think you should. I think you should have to prove yourself in a weight class. Personally. But hey, I do believe Henry Armstrong got his shot, without fighting a bunch of middleweights. So, it's not unheard of where a guy can get a shot on a voluntary. If it's a voluntary, cool, but I don't think mandatories. But if you're saying Errol shouldn't have to, is that an excuse for Bud not? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the whole point. You're probably making an excuse for why Bud shouldn't fight Sean Porter. Because he's not going to get a fight a champion next. Okay? Errol Spence Jr. is going to try to fight a champion. That's Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford is a champion. Errol Spence Jr. is a champion. Manny Pacquiao is a champion. Errol Spence Jr. just fought a champion in his last fight. Did Terence Crawford? Manny Pacquiao just fought a champion in his last fight. Did Terence Crawford? No. So shouldn't Bud have to fight at least? But he's not going to get the fight, and he knows it. Okay. Facts, truth speaker, man. I don't know, man. You throwing that's a bunch of mumble jumbo, dude. Carson Cole. Oh, no, not for you, not you. All I'm just saying is, look, man. We don't dislike Spence. We just want to smoke. Obviously, you don't like this. I don't think you have any spot. What's wrong with Sean Porter? You can't fight Errol Spence next. It's not available for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you guys are at a restaurant and you're at a pizza place. Dude, we're serving pizza. It's pizza. I know you want lasagna, dog. The lasagna's not on the menu. What do you want? Okay? You got the Ugas pizza. You got the Porter pizza. Which one? Okay? Pick one. Pick somebody that's available. But Errol Spence is not available for him, man. He's got Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. Pick what the fuck he's of. Let me ask, you guys have been ducking this for a whole week too. Of the people that are available for him to fight, who should he fight? General Squirrels, well, if it isn't my favorite Bud hater. In person, dog. In person. But look, man. Oh, Thurman was what? Yeah, Thurman was the champion. That's why I said that Manny Pacquiao just fought a champion. He won the belt against Keith Thurman in his last fight. Errol Spence Jr. just won the WBC. in a hell of a fight. And that's the thing. That's a perfect build-up fight. It's a perfect build-up fight. How Bud won a champ? Oh, man, look, man, that's just some nonsense. BFTB, that's just nonsense, okay? We know that's nonsense, all right? There's a couple arguments that you guys make that is nothing but pure nonsense, all right? That Bud only wants Spence because he only wants to fight champions. Okay, that's just nonsense. Just plain and simple nonsense. Because number one, Bud does not get to pick whether or not he fights Spence. So what he wants is irrelevant, okay? It's just a fact. What Bud wants is irrelevant because he is what you call the B side, okay? He's what you call the flip side. You know how they got, what was it? When Doves Cry on one side of it. Oh, this is for old people. When you have When Doves Cry was on one side of this little A side, B side comes from single albums. When it used to have on vinyl, you would have like a Prince album would come out when I was a kid. And one was When Doves Cry. And the flip side was Strawberry Jams and Butter. Some bullshit ass, crazy ass Prince song was on the B side. Okay. Errol is When Doves Cry. Bud is that bullshit Prince type of song that nobody wants to admit that he puts out. Okay. That bullshit Butterflies and Jingleberry bullshit crazy ass song he put out. Some shit like that. Okay. Raspberry Beret. There you go. That he is When Doves Cry. That's when he's Raspberry Beret. Okay. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. When Bud cries. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Okay. And you know why? And here's the ironic part of this. He's the B side because of the media, the mainstream media that will not give him the credit that he deserves. He is barely the B, and if you want to think it from a positive standpoint, he's the B side because there's just enough black people who like him to support him, okay? Because I guarantee you, if you could take the pictures of the people that worked, that look, if you took a picture of the people that were watching the Bud fights, 99% of them, it's going to look like a stepper set on the south side of Chicago, okay? Nothing but Negroes supporting Bud Crawford, dude. That's it. And for him to be spitting in the face and spitting in their face, it's like Bud is spitting in the wind. What are you doing? Bud, don't spit that way. The wind is going this way. Don't spit that way. Why would I? Fuck you. Wow. See what I'm saying? What is he doing? I said, now the Prince slander. Hey, man. Hey. Hey. Spitting in the wind, dog. That is exactly what. Pow. Come on, man. That shit makes no sense, dog. There's not going to be anybody to defend you. But I'm getting that guaranteed. I'm getting that guaranteed Bob Arum money, though. You know, getting that Bob Arum money. BFT say y'all are still going to Fanon. They know Spence isn't available. They're just not ready to face the reality that Bud gonna have to consider Porter Ugas. Look, man, Bud Ugas. Let's get to the truth of it. Since you want to get to that, I'll get to that, and I'll say that's for real. That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. Bud can lose to Porter. Bud can lose to Porter. That ain't no dude. There ain't nothing about that matchup that I look at it that says easy for Bud. There's nothing easy about that fight for Bud, man. Oh, said, all right, Fanon, show I'm out. Hey, man, talk to you later, my man. Bud will KO Porter. You're nuts. You're nuts. You're nuts. You're nuts. Prove it. Prove it. What part of Bud says knockout Porter? Why? Because he beat Aegis Kalvanakis? Are you nuts? He could lose. Okay? He could lose. And he said he couldn't KO Beltran. Dog, he's knocking out dudes that are not very good fighters, man. That is not. Bud got out, was getting boxed on, and you can say what you want. As far as the outside outboxing, Aegis Klimas was handling his business, even money with Bud. Boxing. Just using basic fundamentals. Basic jab, right hand, left hook. Basic jab, right hand, left hook. And was doing perfectly well with Bud. And then Bud said, oh, now I'm going to go right at him. Bud went right at him. And Aegis Kalvanakis couldn't handle it. You think that if he's going to go right at, you think he's going right at Sean Porter like that and Sean Porter ain't going to handle it? You think he's just going to melt? Sean Porter will put his forehead dead through Terence Crawford's nose before that shit happened. Nah, dude. Well, fine. Fight him then. Fight him then. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Okay? Prove it. If it's that easy, prove it. Pound for pound. Prove it. Get the money. Do it. Shut me up. Easy fights get made. Oh, dude. If he can beat Sean Porter easy like that, make the fight. It's the best fight he can have. It's the best fight available for him. But he says Sean Porter has nothing to offer, or maybe his second-hand man said, whatever little dude said, make the fight. What's the problem? Like Muhammad Ali said, oh, if you say that you can beat me that easy, hey, man, get your $100 million, get your $100,000, take this $100,000 and knock me out. If y'all don't recall that was I think it was Muhammad Ali said that about Sonny Liston. He was like, oh, he says he's gonna beat me real easy. Hey, they giving you $100,000 to make the fight. Why don't you come knock me out? Come get that $100,000. If it's that easy. Hey, Sonny Liston tried to come get that money. He got that ass whooping and that money. Okay. And then the mob took a whole bunch of that shit right out of his pocket. But look, man, why scared Terence Crawford to Manny Pacquiao, man? Manny Pacquiao ain't fighting Terence Crawford. Nobody is even asking for Terence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao to fight Terence Crawford. You know why? Because there's no money in it. There's no money in it. It's only us hardcore fans that sit there and that are talking about this that want Bud to get the fight. I'm trying to get Bud a damn fight. That's the thing is I'm trying to get the dude to fight. That's worth something. I'm tired of Vasily Lomachenko's #1 pound for pound. Dog, I think it's Bud. But Bud don't want to prove it. Bud's already made it. Bud has already made it. In Bud's mind, Bud has already made it. But Bud don't want my help. Bud don't need my help. Bud has, us niggas are gonna buy his shit anyway. So why should he be nice to us? That's the shit. Us niggas is gonna follow him anyway. So why should he waste our time being nice to us? You realize that's what the dude that's pretty much that's what he said means, what it equals. He said that with Terence Crawford. Didn't he say that with? Oh, I never did get the answer if somebody else had heard that. But because I like to verify that somebody else heard in the interview with Andre Ward that he said, why should I focus on reaching out to people that are going to watch me anyway? Okay, there you go, Akeem. That's what he said. So why should he waste his time? Why should he go out of his way to talk to people that are going to support him anyway? And do you think I'm wrong for thinking he's a jerk? Who do you think he's talking about? He's talking to the same people. His attitude, him saying that, shows me that his attitude towards black fight fans are about the same as Steve Kim's. He's basically calling us the lowest common denominator. Why would I deal with them? They're going to be around anyway. Am I missing something? Or am I being unfair? So if I'm being unfair, I want to know that I'm being unfair because I don't want to be unfair in that regard. I don't want to be unfair. But if I told you, Juniper P, why would I read your comment? You come here every day anyway. What? Oh, why? Hey, see all these people with the green dots? Everybody with a green dot on your fuck you. You're a member of the channel. Why would I be nice to you? Because you're gonna come anyway. Would it be bad if everybody, if Juniper P and BFTB and all these guys were like, hold on, man, what do you mean? I'm a member of your channel. I joined your channel. I support you. I support you all the time. I watch your videos and, shoot, we chop it up on Twitter and you don't want to talk to me because you're taking me. That's called taking me for granted. That is literally what that means. Taking somebody for granted. He laid out how he was going to. Why should I care about reaching out to people that are going to watch me fight anyway? What did he say? Drink more water. I said, I'm paraphrasing it. He said, who are going to watch me anyway? I know I heard that, man. And multiple people said that he said that. I don't want to miss. Am I missing this? Somebody else told me they heard it too. If I'm misinterpreting what he said, hey, man, like I said, I don't want to misinterpret that. I want to be wrong. Okay? In this particular instance, I actually want to be wrong. That's not what he said. Okay? However, when you couple that with allowing somebody to get all loose-tongued with people that were ardent supporters of his, Jay Smith said he did say that. There you go. He did say that. I wouldn't want to make that up. But isn't that, what's the difference between him saying that and what Steve Kim says? Or rather, let me put it this way. Who shows less respect for the black fight fan? Steve Kim, who referred to us as the lowest common denominator in boxing. PBC caters towards the lowest common denominator in boxing. Now, I'm not really the best math guy in the world, but I don't think you can have anything without the lowest common denominator. That's what like the number actually breaks down into. So I was kind of like the lowest common denominator. That should be a compliment, shouldn't it? You're the basic essence of the sport. Without the lowest common denominator, you wouldn't even have the higher number. But that aside, I know that's not how he intended it, right? I know he called PBC caters to the lowest common denominator in boxing, the demographic. Now, I don't believe, and I'm going to tell you, I really do not believe that Dougie Fisher meant it in the way that he created it. Because I know Dougie Fisher said it first. I truly do not believe that Dougie Fisher meant it like that. I don't believe. But Steve Kim, the way Steve Kim ran with it, that's the way Steve Kim meant it. And I am forever insulted by that man. He said, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Drug Truth. You need the lowest common denominator to solve the problem. Yeah, it's very valuable. The lowest common denominator, like I said, I'm not a math guy, but I know that there's something elementary about like as in an element, you know, to the lowest common denominator. Not pretending to be like a math theory, you know, theoretician or whatever you call it, but I know it's very important. But he basically tried to call the people that PBC are catering to as the worst people in boxing. As if these scumbag skinheads are somehow better than black fight fans. But that's the level of disdain that Steve Kim has shown for black fight fans. And just because you don't say the word black fight fans doesn't mean we don't know that's who you're talking about. Okay? PBC is a black-owned company. It's a black-run company. Everybody except for maybe Kelly Swanson, who I think is an outsourced employee who does media events, the vast majority of them are black people running that organization, working in that organization. The guy that runs it is, the guy that founded it is, the guy that's running the press corps for them is. They gave chances to many black fighters that Top Rank said weren't marketable, that Golden Boy wasn't interested in pushing forward. And who are supporting them? They're black fight fans that are supporting them. I know it because I'm one of them. And he showed absolute disdain for that. And I'm still trying to have a hard time thinking about why I shouldn't be just as offended about what Terence Crawford said. When he said, why would I waste my time? And I'm paraphrasing. Why would I go out of my way to talk to people that are going to watch me fight anyway? That would be like Michael Jackson. You pay to go to a Michael Jackson concert and you love Michael Jackson, and oh man, Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson looks at you and spits on you. You're like, man, look, you already bought the ticket. Get the fuck out of my face. Yeah, I bought the ticket. Get the fuck out of my face. Oh yeah, hey, great memory of Michael. I will never buy it. I noticed I will never buy another Michael Jackson album again. The way he treated me. What about Muhammad Ali? Could you imagine Muhammad Ali saying that to somebody? Oh, can I get an autograph? Do you know what Michael Jackson? You know what Muhammad Ali would do for people if he really liked them? And it's an artifact that I had that was stolen, and I'm really pissed off that it was stolen. He will sign, if you are a fan of his, you know, somebody who was a fan of his that he already had. He would literally, if you were a black, thanks, I appreciate that, Gregory White, you're right. If you were a black fight fan, this is what Muhammad Ali would do. And the people don't get that Muhammad Ali really did stand for black people. He wasn't everybody's champion. He was our champion. And never said anything different. If you got an autograph for him, he would, because a lot of the times, he would be the only black person getting the autograph from him. He would sign Cassius Clay for you and make you the thing that he signed 100 times more valuable by signing Cassius Clay. He would literally sign his old name to make what he gives you more valuable. But we're now in the era of you make videos supporting, keeping the name of a fighter up, keeping them out there, right, where they might just light fire on you and try to ruin your career. Because from everything that I see from Champ's side, that looks like this young man wants this as a career. And I wish him the best of luck. But he doesn't deserve treatment like that. And neither did Blue Blood, and neither does Fred. He said Deontay Wilder has the same spirit, Ali. Man, that is dude, come on, man. Why shouldn't we be that way with one another? Why shouldn't be? You know who gets a bad rep, but did something I was so impressed with? something I was really impressed with. Halle Berry. Halle Berry has got a reputation for being real weird and difficult or whatever. But there's a video of her on YouTube where she was on the red carpet and she had a media person. You know, she has like a publicist. And she was giving interviews, and the publicist was moving her away. And there was this small black organization, you know, like lady that was on the red carpet, who the publicist said, no, you can't. No, she moved her to the bigger people. Halle Berry caught her out of the corner of her eyes, because it's on tape, out of the corner of her eyes, turned around and saw the lady, and then she talked to the publicist. She said, what about them? And the lady said something. She's like, and the lady was pulling Halle Berry. Halle Berry looked at the lady like she was crazy. She's like, did her like this. It was like, no. And she walked up to the lady, and the people were going to walk away. Tapped them and was like, do you want your interview? Are you ready for your interview? And then started asking her questions. She's like, yeah, da, 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 da. Thank you very much. And walked away. Halle Berry, because she saw that black people weren't able to get the interview that they were waiting for, made sure that she turned around and went to them and that they got what they wanted. Did she say, why would I interview with somebody that is going to support me anyway? You know what I mean? It's just fundamentally, man, kind of trifling. You know? Drink more water. That's fact. I haven't seen him. What's that? Man, shut up. Who is this dude? Can you kick this dude out? But look, man, I got to get out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And yeah, I got you that with that Gregory White. Yeah, it should just be offended. That's the best way to wrap it up. Look, man, I'm going to get with you guys tomorrow. And with that, we out. Peace.